What's going on, everybody? It's Daniel from CoinSpots here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin as always, as well as a few other altcoins. We've been having a little cool down on the altcoin market, especially with Litecoin and Ethereum. They're taking a bit of a pullback, as well as Bitcoin. And then we're going to look at some news. Two big pieces of news are new cryptocurrency tax implications in the U.S. Or not new, but speculative tax implications with the new tax bill that's going to be passed or attempting to be passed, as well as some pretty big news from South Korea on what they're doing to regulate cryptocurrency. So yeah, if we just take a look at the technicals on the 1 hour chart, the Bitcoin 1 hour chart, we see this descending triangle pattern here on the 1 hour chart. I'm not too much of a trader, but if any of you guys out there are, I've been trying to do a little bit more technical analysis here on the charts. Um, and I mean, especially for Bitcoin, I'm not one to be constantly trading it. Bitcoin is more of something that I just hold on to. Some of the smaller altcoins I'll probably be making trades on, but anyways, we see here we've got this pretty nice support level going on around 16,000. We've got around 5 points of contact, so we see that 16,000 is a level that people don't want to go below. But we've also been having these lower highs, so this is pretty much like a textbook descending triangle. So we'll see what happens when the price here touches this short-term trend line, and who knows? We'll see what goes on from there if it breaks the 0.618 fib. But yeah, that is just the short term. Can't speak today. That is just the short term on Bitcoin. As always, if we zoom out, we've been continuously on this bull run, which has been pretty crazy, as I've been saying all the time. And I mean, really, it's just due to the demand of crypto from just regular everyday people. If you look on the App Store, Coinbase is the number one free app, and it's been that way for I think the past couple days. And news sites, especially CNBC, are just pumping out content related to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They had Charlie Lee on the other day for an interview. I believe they also had Roger Ver on. So, you know, it's pretty safe to say crypto is going mainstream. Um, at least right now, and the hype and everything is just continuing, forward and making people, continuously buy some Bitcoin. And as well as buying Bitcoin, they're getting introduced to altcoins, and that's also a potential reason why we saw the Ethereum run up and Litecoin run up that we did just the other day, right? Apart from me believing Litecoin is undervalued, um, a 250% run up is now making Litecoin pretty much overvalued. So I think it's just more people trying to diversify, and they see Bitcoin going up, and they're like, hey, we've got two other options on Coinbase. And as I said before, Litecoin being the cheapest option on Coinbase definitely makes it a lot more attractive. And that's why, or that could have, or is probably one of the factors for the run up we had on just the other day. Another piece of news to actually touch on is the fact that Coinbase and Bitfinex went down. Coinbase is the more important one, honestly, because that's the exchange that every new person is using, or at least people getting into crypto. And what's interesting about this is that um, the huge demand for crypto that's in right now in the market, like Coinbase can't keep up with that, which is pretty crazy. They had to shut down because they couldn't process all of the orders um, that we're going through, which is pretty crazy once you think about it. But a thing to note about exchanges going down, or at least temporarily going down, is that the arbitrage levels between exchanges go up like crazy. Um, I mean, you can't see it now, or at least anymore, but if we take a look at Litecoin, when we had that run up, there was a good, what, I'd say like $40 to $50 price difference between like GDAX and Bitfinex. Like right now, it's $10. Obviously, the arbitrage right now, it wouldn't really be worth it. But right when you see the exchanges go down, that's when the price starts to trickle down, because there's no more buyers filling up those sell orders. So that's when you have that slight correction in the price. I'm not sure, what time period that was in here, but one of these sections of, descending red candles, was definitely attributed to Coinbase being down. Now, obviously, I know this actually isn't the Coinbase chart, but I mean, even if I had the Coinbase chart, if you looked at the 15 or the 30 minute, right when the exchange was down for about a couple hours, you'd see those descending red candles, because there are no buyers, filling up those sell orders. And pretty much that coupled with the huge run up that Litecoin and Ethereum had, just makes the arbitrage between the exchanges even higher. And I've seen a lot of people doing it with Litecoin. Obviously, with Bitcoin, it's a lot harder, because the number of unconfirmed transactions is pretty crazy, actually. If we just take a quick look here at btc.com, um, we've got 1,600,000. Oh, no, yeah, 1,602,000. 1,602,000 transactions unconfirmed, which is pretty crazy. Um, I've been taking a look at this number every single day when I wake up, and it just keeps getting higher and higher. So this is definitely showing how much enthusiasm is in crypto right now. Because I probably mentioned this briefly in a previous video, but only something like 0.5% of the transactions on the Bitcoin network are done um, for retail purchases. The rest of them are just people buying Bitcoin and moving it between exchanges, or buying altcoins. So when you see the number of unconfirmed transactions go up like this, because I remember probably like 2 months ago, it was sitting around like 90,000, and we're close to doubling that. So it just shows how much demand there really is for Bitcoin, and that the infrastructure of the Bitcoin network can't hold up the demand, pretty much. That's why you have like a $15 fee right now when you're trying to send like $30 worth of Bitcoin. It's just not even worth it, really. Um, but I mean, at least it shows that the demand is there, and the bull run doesn't really show signs of cooling off yet. So yeah, moving on to another piece of news. So if any of you guys are in the United States, you know that the tax reform bill is currently trying to be passed through Congress, and there really is no explicit section supposedly in the bill that deals with cryptocurrencies and tax them specifically, right? As of 2014, crypto is just taxed through capital gains. However, they have been making some adjustments. So, for example, this right here, the 1031 exchange. So basically, that's something really big in real estate, where you basically just swap a property, two properties of equal value, so you don't have to, pay at pretty much any fees, any taxes or anything. Because honestly, if you've ever sold a house before, they kill you in taxes. You probably will get like 20% less. Your net profit is going to be like 20% less than the actual sale price of the house, which is pretty ridiculous. But that's why 1031 exchanges are super popular, especially between commercial properties. So like apartment buildings or even apartment complexes. And supposedly people were doing that with crypto, because crypto was treated as property and not currency, right? The government still doesn't view it as currency; they view it as property. But basically, this law would only allow a 1031 exchange to be done between two real estate properties, right? Apart from that, there was this notion that at least it passed in the House of the first in, first out method, right? And basically what that is if any of you know accounting, first in, first out means that you sell the products that you get in first. That's just one way of inventory management, right? Another way would be the last in, first out. So the last products that the company purchased would be the first products that the company sells. So basically, in terms of crypto, the first Bitcoin that you bought would be the first one that you sold. Obviously, you would be paying more capital gains tax on that because the first one that you bought would be obviously cheaper. Now, the thing is that no one knows if this is going to pass or not, but this basically only applies to crypto that is on an exchange. So if you just take it off the exchange and put it in your wallet, it doesn't really affect you. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure with all of the cryptocurrency laws that are coming out, there's going to be a ton of loopholes that you can bypass them through, right? So the same, just like this, if the first in, first out method somehow passes into the actual tax bill, all you would have to do is move Bitcoin to your wallet, which you should anyway, right? You shouldn't keep pretty much any crypto on an exchange. You would just pretty much be bypassing this law. So pretty much it's only capital gains tax that you have to worry about. But if you can find somebody that you can sell Bitcoin to under the table, then hey, who knows? But I mean, I definitely like within the coming years. I mean, even as soon as 2018, the IRS is definitely going to be tracking, which crypto you're buying and such. Because like right now, the only way that you can get taxed is if you convert that crypto into fiat, because it's going to be going into your bank account. And obviously when the IRS audits you, they'll say, hey, where did that money come from, right? Opposed to currently, if you just keep it in crypto, no one really knows. But as time progresses, the IRS is definitely going to, require exchanges to, give pretty much all of their information to the IRS, right? Because I'm not sure if I mentioned this in another video, but the IRS demanded Coinbase to release the information for anyone who bought over $20,000 worth of Bitcoin. So that's just, one step into what we'll probably see in the future. Honestly, it does suck because capital gains tax is crazy, in terms of your crypto gains. I mean, especially for the little guy, right? Like me and you, because most of us are just in here, to try and change our lives for the better. And when we have to like pay 30% tax on our gains, that is honestly just insane. But who knows? Only time will tell. And moving on to this last piece of news, coming out of South Korea today, that banks or the government is planning to regulate cryptocurrency by not allowing banks to issue bank accounts linked to cryptocurrency exchanges, right? So currently in Korea, you have to open up a virtual bank account, put money into it, and then link that virtual bank account to an exchange. And the government basically is not allowing the South Korean banks to issue those virtual bank accounts. So basically stopping the pathway between fiat and cryptocurrency, right? This isn't a ban on cryptocurrency, like you can't use it at all. It's pretty much just limiting the main gateway people get, limiting the main gateway into cryptocurrency, right? And I think this kind of fear is why we see like an especially high volume in South Korean markets now, right? With with Ripple, 35% of the volume basically coming from Korea, and for a lot of the other coins as well, especially like when Litecoin and Ethereum were pumping, Dash, all of these, Korea always has an exceptionally high volume, but nowadays it's just been, or nowadays I mean today, yesterday, probably the day before, a lot more volume has been coming into Korea because if this gateway is limited, obviously it's going to be much harder to purchase crypto. Um, you can do it under the table and probably between other countries, but it's going to be at a higher premium, obviously. So pretty much just Koreans are stocking up on crypto, just in case this thing basically goes through. Um, Also, another piece that in this article that was interesting is that this furthermore, the regulators, so the government plans to ban minors and foreigners from both trading in cryptocurrency and creating bank accounts in the country. I find that pretty interesting because I'm not sure if you know, but a week or two ago, like the South Korean government issued a statement that cryptocurrency was well, what were the exact words? Corrupting the youth. That's what it was. I mean, I just find that pretty ridiculous. But I mean, I can see where they're coming from with that statement. As ridiculous as it sounds, right? They're trying to imply that this is such a speculative market, right? So if you don't know, Britain, when they were touching on crypto regulation, they basically warned everyone like this is a super speculative market, and you need to know the risks before getting into it. But they weren't going to touch the market at all, and I feel that that's a much better approach than just banning outright, not allowing younger generations to invest in crypto, because I'm pretty young too, and this crypto is pretty much in my mind one of the best financial revolutions that we're ever going to have. With coins going up 65%, Litecoin going up 250% in like a matter of a few days. That's pretty crazy, and we're only in the beginning stages of this, right? obviously most of this is speculative, but if you're putting your money in the top 15 coins or even more, and any coin that has a market cap of $1 billion or more, and that's, becoming more and more coins. We're now down almost to 25, but these are pretty much the stable coins, right? Cross out BitConnect and wherever Tether is. Oh, Tether's under $1 billion. Yeah, cross out Tether too. But pretty much these are the coins that institutions are going to be looking towards because they're already the more established coins. So, putting your money into any of these coins, there's a 99.9% certainty that they're going to go up, and in the next 4 or 5 years, you're going to make a killing off of it. So, South Korea, I don't know what you're doing right now, but I don't know. This should be interesting because unlike the China FUD, this doesn't seem to be having as much of an impact on the markets. But South Korea historically has always been the biggest trader in terms of volume of crypto. So definitely a piece of news to keep your eye on, and we'll see what the South Korean government plans to do from here, and if this basically goes into law, because that would be very interesting with Korea and all the volume that it has. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's a wrap for today. Gonna just be watching Bitcoin. Also going to be continuously watching Ripple. I got into a nice little Ripple trade after the pump. We just take a look at Ripple briefly. It's been it's broken out of its very, very long downtrend line. So Ripple, who knows? I'm personally a bigger fan of Stellar, but I did get in a small amount in a Ripple trade. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well with your trades. You're making smart decisions, and yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.